Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from the here, back today with another daily crypto update. Sorry for missing out on yesterday's video, but I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Now, other than that, we're going to cover, some of the big movers like Bitcoin Cash. Otherwise, just our normal schedule of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Manero, Liske, all of those in a more detailed technical analysis on TradingView in just a second. But first, let me give a quick shout out to Coinbase. If you haven't purchased cryptocurrencies yet, go check them out. I have a referral link in the description where you can get $10 free when you sign up. And let's get started with the general market update and the altcoins. So Ethereum got a huge move here over the past 2 days, up about 10% in the past 24 hours, and basically got a massive breakout after $400. So we're now even over $450, which is pretty crazy. And actually, go ahead and check out my big crypto bounce by the end of 2017 video. I'll put a link to that in the description and in the comments below, because I really did predict the entire move that Ethereum made and that I think that Litecoin is going to make. It's already making it partially. So yeah, I basically predicted this bounce over here, and Bitcoin Cash is also doing very well here, up about also at 10% in the past 24 hours. Manero pulling back a little bit. IOTA down pretty badly. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Let me see. I think that it probably rejected the $1 level, I'd have to say. So let's see what's been going on with IOTA really quickly. And yeah, it looks like it basically rejected that $1 mark, right? Hit about a high at 97 cents and pretty much came falling right back down after rejecting that level, unfortunately. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. Liske still down slightly here, pulling back. Stellar Lumens as well. And otherwise, I'm not going to go through too much of the list, but Vertcoin still consolidating a bit, and Zcoin moving up slightly, Metaverse down quite a bit. So kind of a mixed day, but overall, Ethereum, Litecoin have been moving up pretty substantially here, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. So let's start off with Bitcoin Cash now, as far as the technical analysis goes, and it actually did really well here. So basically, we got a bounce off the orange MACD line, really kicked back from that and recovered. Same thing on the histogram. We did not go negative. We actually just bounced basically. And this bullishness on the indicators, we also entered the 70 line on the RSI, above the 70 line. That's because we got a big breakout here above $1,400, which kind of sent us back into the real uptrend. We got out of the consolidation that we were in for a couple days, so that was actually a bit faster than expected and a very powerful move. Now it's currently struggling a little bit because it's getting towards the upper Bollinger Band, but it's still actually looking pretty good, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it move higher here over the next couple days, because it's putting in higher highs, higher lows, and yeah, nothing really worrisome going on here as far as the increase. It's a pretty stable increase and pretty healthy considering the size of that increase. We got the upper Bollinger Band expanding quite a bit, and the middle band, of course, coming back upwards now. So I like the move that happened, and we broke above this resistance level over here at around $1,549, which corresponds to the high of this candlestick, and that's going to be, of course, our new support level to pay attention to. But more importantly, now we really don't have much resistance up all the way until the high that we put in of $2,799. So I don't think we'll get back there just yet, but we should start, climbing back towards at least $2,000 now. And it is moving, upwards with Bitcoin, which is always good. It avoids, a lot of confliction. But let's see what's been going on with Bitcoin. So not doing too bad, it is slowly but surely moving upwards towards that $8,200 mark. Now, unfortunately, it is struggling a little bit and experiencing quite a bit of resistance right around where it's at now, which is, about $8,230. So I drew this horizontal black line. That's going to be the level we really want to see a break above. And sorry, that's actually at, it looks like $8,268. So yeah, we do want to see a break above that. And once we do that, we can really expect to move higher. That could probably happen tomorrow, to be honest, if there's enough strength. And yeah, after that, we should start to see, a more bullish move. Now, I had said that because we're now back below this uptrend line over here, right, our previous uptrend line, we're going to have some trouble, coming back up right away, and that's what happened. So we did experience a bit of consolidation, but we should start to move back upwards, very shortly here. Now we have more room to go up since that uptrend line is kind of out of the way. MACD still looking good. It dipped a little bit, but recovered. Same thing on the histogram, more or less, and the RSI is kind of flat, so not really giving us much information. But overall here, we should see Bitcoin starting to move towards 8,500 pretty soon. Now, Ethereum, the big mover here over the past 2 days, absolutely amazing move. Now, as you can see, it was pretty powerful breakout, arguably a bit overextended as of right now, and that's, of course, after a big breakout like that of the $400 mark, it's obviously going to go much higher. That's just how it is, but as you can see, it really just took off on the MACD, histogram, RSI, currently sitting above the 80 line. That's, of course, a little bit on the high side. And can it move higher from here? Of course. I think the fact that I reached that $450 mark is good enough, and, I wouldn't really want to see it go higher just yet. I think a pullback now is going to be, necessary. So how far could the pullback go? At the lowest point, it would probably come around this $430 mark. So let me go and put that in. That corresponds to the high of the previous candlestick. And other than that, it could go back and test, of course, that $400 mark. That's usually a good thing if it does. But in this case, it looks like it just really wants to go as high as possible. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But either way here, I do expect a little bit of a pullback. And other than that, Ethereum moving absolutely amazingly. And it's actually been surprisingly one of the cryptos out there that was able to shrug off quite a bit of the drama going on in the past couple weeks and really just make a powerful move nonetheless. So that's really good to see. Now, moving over to Litecoin, which, of course, my prediction was for Ethereum to hit $400 by the end of 2017, basically. And that's what happened. And I think that Litecoin is going to hit $100 by the end of 2017. So it's definitely on its way there. Didn't get its big breakout like Ethereum just yet, but it's looking pretty good. So still moving upwards on the MACD, same thing on the histogram. Everything is looking pretty good there. I think we might have gotten a little bit of a breakout on the RSI here. So above this, I guess we're currently kind of testing this 68 mark on the RSI. So we'll want to see a break above that and of the 70 line, of course. But more importantly here, if we take a look at the price action, we can see that we have a pretty big green candlestick today, an engulfing candlestick. So that's obviously a good sign. And, there's a little bit of resistance here, of course, because we're still kind of in the $75 area. But overall here, we're really starting to move higher. And really, if I go ahead and put in my horizontal line, map it out right around here where there's quite a bit of resistance around $74, we did now move above that. So the bulk of the resistance is out of the way at this point. We will have a couple more resistance levels, of course, moving forward. One around $80, maybe just under that, and of course around $83. But for the most part here, this was the final breakout we wanted to see before really kind of more or less confirming that we were going to go back to all-time highs. So I think we should see that, within the next week or two. And who knows, it might start really picking up now that we broke above this $75 mark. So I wouldn't be surprised if it really took off like Ethereum. But we'll just be looking now to getting really a big breakout where we really start spiking back towards the all-time highs, hopefully breaking above $100. It is a bit of a bigger move compared to what Ethereum did. So it may take a little bit longer and may need to go there a bit more, have a bit of a pullback before really hitting that $100 mark again. But if it gets a strong enough breakout and really starts taking off, it could go there, very quickly. Now moving over to Ripple. Let's see what's been going on with Ripple. So unfortunately, nothing too crazy happening with Ripple. It's acting pretty tame here, and we are below this uptrend line, which is our previous uptrend line, and it's creating some resistance. So it is consolidating a bit right now with some pretty flat candlesticks, and we are above the 59 mark on the RSI. That's good. MACD still looking okay. Now the histogram is moving lower right now. I might as well put in that downtrend on the histogram. So what do I think is going to happen with Ripple here in the next couple days? I would say probably just a bit more consolidation here. It needs to take a bit of a breather to be able to clear up some resistance after that. And right now it just has a bit too much with, of course, this 25-cent mark and the uptrend line. That's just a little bit too much in one spot for Ripple to be able to go over right now. So we'll probably consolidate for a couple more days. Let's move over to Neo now, see what's been going on with that one. So Neo basically consolidating now for a couple days, moving back lower on the MACD, and hopefully we can get a strong bounce off the orange line. Moving lower, of course, on the histogram as well. Still below the uptrend line as far as the RSI goes, so not great for Neo. Of course, it didn't really get, a big bounce here right away off this 32 mark. So it decided to just consolidate a bit, which is completely fine. And right now, just expect more consolidation, I would say, until we're able to break above, this maybe $37 mark where we put in a couple highs here. So yeah, that would kind of be the level to pay attention to, in my opinion, would be that $37 mark. And after that, we can hopefully move back towards our higher levels, right? So let me just go ahead and put in a horizontal black line right over there at $37. So that would be right over here. And I mean, that's just right below our previous resistance at $40 really. So once we break above that, we should really start to see it move back towards that $43 mark, which is where we want to be right now for Neo. Let's move over to our next on the list, which is going to be Manero. So let's see. Sorry, Vertcoin actually. And Vertcoin still consolidating, still, not looking great, but it's still holding its range, which is what we wanted to see, and still moving lower on the MACD. Our histogram very flat, kind of testing this 50 mark, 52 mark on the RSI. So basically, we're still completely in our consolidation pattern. Nothing has changed at all, and like I said, I would just expect this to continue until the MACD starts flattening out and we start to see it, hopefully round back up and hook back over. But for now, unfortunately, it just looks like more consolidation, right? We're still very flat on the middle band even, and on the Bollinger Bands. So it's not looking like we're going to get some kind of, recovery just yet. With that being said, though, it could be an area to accumulate Vertcoin potentially. I'm not here to give financial advice, though. That's just my opinion. But let's move over to Manero now. And Manero actually had a pretty good move here recently. We actually made a new all-time high, pulled back a little bit from that, went and retested the breakout level at around, $150. So that's a good thing, that gets that out of the way. We probably won't have to pull back towards those levels again. And we are moving back higher now. So it may be a little bit range bound between the two levels, between 167 and the $150 mark. So we could consolidate between that for a couple days. At this point, it's looking pretty likely that's going to happen. So we may even consolidate until we get towards this uptrend line over here, right, where we could probably, bounce off that and hopefully move back higher, right? But for now, though, it looks like after that breakout, it's going to have to take a little bit of a breather, which is completely fine. It had an amazing move, and, it probably will start to go towards $200 now, slowly but surely. So I'm not worried about Manero or anything. And moving on to our next one is going to be Omisego. Let's see. So hopefully Omisego Omisego unfortunately not looking great still, and acting even a little bit weak here. So we're really starting to move low on the MACD. Probably going to get a test of the orange line. We'll have to see what happens after that. Not really much happening on the RSI, and we are still above the middle band, right? The brown line currently at $7.40. So we definitely want to see the price hold above that. Now, unfortunately, we did move now again back below our uptrend line, which is going to act as resistance now. So it's not exactly, Omisego has not been moving how I wanted it to. I was hoping that I was going to break above this uptrend line over here, our previous uptrend line. That didn't happen. We kind of failed that, and now we're moving lower. So we'll have to see if we're going to lose this middle band. If we lose that, we're probably going to move towards the support level at $6.83. But hopefully, right, we can get back above this uptrend line and start retrading in this range up here. So we'll have to just see how that pans out, unfortunately, for now. But very flat candlestick today, which, could mean that it's ready for a bounce back higher, though. So that's something to, kind of give credit for. And finally, our final cryptocurrency of this daily crypto update is going to be Liske. So Liske actually getting a bit of a bounce here. It looks like up about 6% almost. And what happened is we kind of collapsed, moved much lower actually, and yeah, got a pretty big pullback. So we bounced off this uptrend line over here. What looks like happened was we weren't able to hold these, more short-term uptrend lines, and they were much sharper. So the true support, it looks like, was actually at around this $7.24 level, which also corresponds to where the middle band is at, more or less, the brown line. So that makes sense. And yeah, that looks like the true, bottom now in the short term that's put in and the level that we can expect to hold. So we are moving back above this $7.64 resistance area, which is now going to be support. So that's definitely a good thing, and we're moving into this high range. So probably consolidate a little bit and get some traction off the uptrend line pretty quickly, and then move back above, $9 hopefully. So it looks like we did put in, the bottom, and that we're going to start moving back up slowly but surely now. We kind of crossed below the orange line. Hopefully we can get kind of a bounce now off that. And we did dip, in the negative area on the histogram. Hopefully that will also switch back over very quickly though. So I'm not too worried about this, but it did get a pretty nasty pullback for sure. And this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate you watching. And yeah, have a nice day, everyone.